One of the things that I see in my students all the time is people bring a pitch deck for a film and they don't mention the money at all. And I'm always like, red flag number one, you have to have a financial plan. You have to show me the business side first. I care more about the business side than the art side of the project, to be frank. And I love the art side. But here's an interesting question, Melissa, is if I'm going to a donor, does that donor need to understand the financial side of the project as well? And what would be the difference between pitching the financial side to a donor versus an investor?
Your donor absolutely wants to understand that you have, good financial acumen and background, right? They don't want to give you money for a film when you have no plan, right? If they give you $100,000 and you don't have enough money to make your film, right? They just lost $100,000 and you cannot give that money back, right? Charitable gifts are not refundable. You can't just be like, oh, we didn't do it, here's your money back. Nope, does not work that way, right? So now you've got this money. We have to go back to the donor and say, well, what can we do, right, to make this right by you, right? And so your fiscal sponsor actually is in charge of that money, and they can take that money and use it for something else that the donor intended. That's never ever your money. That's always philanthropic money that your fiscal sponsor is holding for you in kind of like a public trust fund, basically. So essentially, they need to know that you have a plan in place. If you need to raise $2 million for your film, what is that plan? How much of that plan is philanthropy? How much of that plan is investment? How much of that is, tax credits, right? They want to know that if they give you this money, you're actually going to do what you say you're going to do with their money, right? So they are not going to give you a giant gift out of the gate. They're going to try you out right before they trust you. If they give you $10,000, right, and you make your film and you treat them like royalty and you show them the impact of that gift, right? Now we can go back and ask for 50,000. Now we can ask for 100,000. Now we're talking about major gifts that are going to move your project forward, but you have to build that trust first. So philanthropy is not a quick process. It is not a cash grab, right? People have this philanthropic money available, but if you don't have that trust to say, I know how to spend money wisely and here's my strategic plan to do that, right? They are never going to give you that money. People who have money are very, very smart individuals, right? So they want to know that there's a plan, that you're not just throwing spaghetti at a wall and, okay, hopefully I got there, right? They want to know that you have a business plan in place. And I also see a lot where they don't have what are my levels to engage with, right? So in an investment deck, right, you're presenting, here's what I'm asking for, here's your ROI, here's our plan, right? Here's, what that investment can look like. With a philanthropy deck, you're making a completely different case for support. With this money, I will create this type of impact. You are helping share this social mission message, right? You are talking about culture and the impact that film has on shaping and curating our culture. Film is so powerful, which is why I love filmmakers, right? I love the way that we can talk about substance use disorder through the vehicle of film and it be an avenue for conversations at home, right? Or so many other types of things where you're like, okay, I saw this in a film. I can resonate with this because life and art imitate each other, right? And so you are also communicating that human experience. So in philanthropy, we are always communicating the impact of what they can do, how you are the conduit to the change that they want to see in the world, or something that impacted them, at a heart level at some point.
Yeah,